this out here. We got this out here. What's up, bro? Project. Oh, see. I'm gonna do a little little exercise on if the juice is worth the squeeze. Trying to find a way back to what? What you trying to find a way back to? The Nephilim got you out there, hemmed up. So that is, I don't have a camera on it or anything. I don't feel like changing the lights in my room right now because it's a vibe. But that's the ASRX. I haven't put any filters on it or anything. All I did was pitch it down 2 semitones, right? So I'm gonna take that same sample, and so like this is the way I would do. What's up, Asiatic Green? Appreciate you tapping in. I'm gonna take this same sample and do it the way that I would do it on an MPC, right? So the way I sample on an MPC is how I used to sample on machine, where, and I realized when I put this, I never really like chopped a sample on the ASRX the whole time I had it. I just kind of used it to do bit reduction or to utilize the filter, and then I would put that audio into, hold up, let me say what's up to my girl before I start this. All right, what was I saying? So yeah, so when I what's it called, when I actually went to go try to chop a sample, I had never done it before. So in the ASRX, you, let me make it somewhat visual so you can see. Let's just look at a picture of it, right? Is big image. That's for, no, that's not a big image. That's for large image, sir. Yeah. Okay. So what you do is you set up your input with the setup button, right? And then you click the start button, and you press play on your source, and then it has the threshold like every other sampler, and you record into it. I have the RAM upgrade, so it has like 199 seconds of sample time, right? So you record it, and then it asks you a question. It says send sample to pads, right? So if you say no, the sample lives here, and you can and you could change the effects like just on this pad and then press it and do whatever you want with it. So that's what I was doing before, is I would just sample to the scratch pad here. I'd never sent nothing to pads before. This time I just sent it to each one of the pads. And what it does is it's like this shit was very modern for what it was back then. Like back in the day, if you set the sample to a pad on an MPC, like each one of the samples took up memory in your RAM, and you had to be careful. But this shit it wouldn't take up any memory to send the same sample to all these pads, right? So and then the way that you would find your chops was you would go in here, you go to each pad and adjust the start point, right? There's no waveform view. You just adjust the start point. It has like a I think it does it by like the seconds, and then you could get in by like the super duper milliseconds, right? So whatever. I found these two chops from this original sample. Oops. Never mind. But so that's them, right? And I pitched it down a couple of semitones, like the way it sounds. But it's not I just want to see, like, is it worth it? Because I was watching I found Don Cannon's YouTube channel, just cruising around, because on this account I cleansed all of my algorithm, right? Like, so I don't see nothing from producer world for the most part. Like, the only thing from producer world that pops up is like a Navi the Alchemist video, but there's none of like the stuff that I'm not interested in. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like me, you've been making music for a long time, you don't need to see a whole bunch of tutorials on your timeline about how to make your drums slap. You know what I mean? I don't need to see you know, kids learning how to make beats, bro. So I wanted to, but in the course of doing that, I wind up getting the old head stuff, and I seen I didn't know that Don Cannon made all of his early stuff on the ASRX Pro. Learned a whole bunch of, you know, stuff about, you know, how he sampled and shit like that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And you know, I don't think there's anybody who's into hip hop that doesn't like Don Cannon beats, you know. So always had a real cool texture. But what I wanted to see was, do I do I have to use this fucking thing, bro? Because listen to these pads, bro. You can hear them. Well, you can't hear them because my mic is gated. Oh, you guys have asked me so many times, and I don't give a fuck anymore. You guys want to know how to record without headphones, and I'm disappointed in all you, because no one has ever figured it out and been like, haha, CMP, I know how you do it. Never, not once. But you have plugins, and you just you put a compressor, and you sidechain. You don't fucking know. None of you knew, bro. None of you knew. And you sidechain to the desktop. It's the easiest shit in the world. and nobody ever thought to put a fucking plug-in on their mic, bro. I'm disappointed, bro. I'm disappointed. All right, so anyway. So let's go here. So we'll drop 2 semitones, right? Global, mute group 1. Go back to samples, zoom in. So this is the part that I would miss on an ASR, right? Is being able to visually key in on the waveform, because we're so used to that now. See, God damn it, I gotta use my ears. All right, there it is. Set the finder. All right, so there's my two samples. So it's that, and then let me see if we could gain match them a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think so far? Do you hear anything different in the pitch shifting? Do you hear anything different in the fidelity? You hear a small difference? Describe it. Nah, don't listen to the attack. Just like the fidelity of it, the tone. Reminds me of that Tupac song. That's not a bad thing. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I don't, because we were talking about it in the Discord, and Nino is a big ASR fan, and he was asking me if I was gonna hook mine up. Because they were like when Don Cannon was showing, he showed how he did the you know the Mr. 17.5 beat, and uh somebody who was in the studio, they asked him they was like, yo, can you do you still like can you get that same vibe with with digital? Because Mr. 17.5, like I don't like, y'all know Mr. 17.5, right? Like that beat's amazing.
New shoes on the Range Rover, good with mine. Those motherfuckers act like I ain't supposed to shine. I ain't the one, definitely not the two. No one in the chamber, don't make me aiming at you. The young Bob Barker, the price is right. With the COD, you can get them tonight. Put the fish scale on the scale. Your boy went post, all he do is check mail. Low key, under the radar.
So it was asking him, it was like, can you get that same that same vibe from, or that same sound from the software? And he was like, nope. He was like, nope. That time I heard less highs. Yeah, that's because I had a filter on it. Went back and forth, took the Pepsi challenge. In one of the samples, I heard higher frequencies be more dynamic. It rose in volume as it trailed. I didn't hear so much in the other one. Let's see. The ASRX, it does sound like just a smidge darker. But I just feel like if I wanted to do that, I could do this. You know? Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's got just a little bit of the highs rolled off when you sample in and play out and do the pitch shifting down. That's a good observation. My boy Niles with the super ears. Think I'm gonna sell my warm WA12 mic pre because I don't record no more. Sell that shit, bro. I used Beats from the Red Demon for years, and I liked it more than the MPC 2500. My boy used to sample in a little hot. Yeah, I don't think I would want to. I think like drums and shit like that, I would sample in hot. I don't think I would sample in a sample like this though. But this definitely has its own vibe.
Triple black bet, I call it the stealth. No currency machine, I can count it myself. Almost done, another $250,000 thunderstorm in the body tap. Look what I done. Chump change, I make it rain for fun. Snowman, get your hands up high. It's your boy, Mr. 17.5. I take it back to the block, back to the kitchen, back to the pot. Snowman, get your hands up high. It's your boy, Mr. 17.5.
All right. Oh. I think I know. I think I know what I got to do. I think I know what I got to do if I want to get dangerously close to the vibe of this machine. And that's just put a little bit of filter, on the program. Would the analog heat be a good pickup if I sell the mic pre? It depends. It depends. Like if you, do you track a lot of stuff in Adrenaline? what's going on there. Nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that at all. If you're tracking in from the MPC, then it's definitely something great to have. For sure. Not even a question. Just go ahead and get that. Just go ahead and pick that up. Don't even think twice about it. Just do it. Yeah, it is. right, so if I want more of the ASR 10 vibe, we already got. Well, we just need to adjust the filters on these. What's up, Blayton? Adrenaline, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Because it's just. That's what it is, bro. That ASR, it's just it's a little bit darker. Especially from the sources you record in. 116 seems to be the sweet spot. Yeah, that's the problem when like, bro, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's why I blatant. That's why, like I was telling people earlier, like I completely like cleansed my YouTube algorithm of like of all the tutorial and the damn what's it called, the tutorial and the fucking and the affiliate program channels and the look at my gear channels, and oh, this is the new plugin for engagement channels. Like I got rid of all of them channels. Even people I like, even people who I would call my friends, bro. Like I got rid of all of them channels because it was just like you wind up having conversations with yourself that aren't productive. You know what I mean? Like you'll look at something like the God Particle, and if you're the type of person who's just like anti by nature, you know, if you're just like a little contrary, you'll look at something like this and you'll be like, oh, what's this stupid plugin? Or you watch a fucking like you know, like one of them videos where somebody's just trying to make content over like trying to debunk you know, plugins and what they do or something like that, and it'll just you know what I listen, man, I'm gonna talk about golf a lot moving forward, but you know when I really realized that like how bad YouTube is for you is learning how to play golf, right? Like I went to like I watched all these videos and different ways to swing the club, and you know, like different ways to swing the club and do this and put your head here and turn your hips like this and try this drill, try that drill. And you would just, and then I get out to play and I would have so many fucking things going through my head that nothing good happened, right? And then I actually paid the money to go to a to go to a coach, you know, and got like real coaching. And like one of the first things he said was like, yo, fuck that YouTube shit, bro. Like, you know, you gotta like master one thing at a time. And that like sentiment can be applied to anything you're trying to learn on YouTube. Like if you're just on YouTube, like it was crazy. I'm telling you this because I went on I have like another Google account. I had another Google account and like for work. And I was working from home today. And I started watching videos and I wound up like fucking doom scrolling on producer YouTube because I hadn't seen it in so long, and I'm looking at everybody's thumbnails and just be like, oh, you know, and I'm going through like, oh, there's like a new way to master my low end, and oh, and then I got, and they're like, oh, look at this, oh, I've never seen this master plan plugin, and oh my god, fucking Producer Grind got bought out by Cymatics, and TB Digital is doing an interview with BusyWorks Beats, and oh, this is the clear in the air. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like one, I'm on the clock and I just stole for an hour. You know what I'm saying? And two, none of this shit is relevant, bro. Like I make beats that sound like this. So if you don't make shit that sounds like this, bro, like why am I trying to even like you know, I don't fucking care, you know? Um yeah, dude, cuz I seen when, cuz what happens is like with these with the online discourse and everything is especially like in the comments and in chats and shit like that, is people just want to have something to say, like they want to contribute to the community, they want to try to find that angle that no one's ever had, bro. And the God particle, the most valuable thing about it is this section right here where it gives you kind of like a guideline of where to of where to kind of put your sounds, you know, as far as gain wise. And then you know it's got a couple cool meters on it. It's got a good, but there's, it's there's good shit in there. like these two, like for the kind of beats that I make, because they everything like starts out so dark and just trying to get that vibe. But like I find myself like wanting to make like I find myself wanting to make like Havoc Hell on Earth type of like dark vibes, but I want it to shine like a puffy No Way Out type of type of mix, you know. And these two plugins, like sometimes it works with just the God particle, but these two plugins, the what's it called, the harmonic processor, from Sound Toys, just bumping the character up a little bit, and then pulling a little bit of this, because this is another mid boost compression type of thing, but that's like the difference between something that sounds like super muddy and something that still sounds dark, but it's like it's still got like that pro shine to it. Is having them super crispy mids. Copy. Yeah. Yeah, like the same like dark brooding atmosphere, but with just a little bit more shine in the mix, a little bit more sparkle on the hi-hat, a little bit more crispiness on the snare. But something that would something that would work on like an action movie score. Yo, Nino, oh damn, I unplugged it, bro. You got to go back to the beginning of the stream. I found I got I found how to make the MPCX sound like the ASRX. We did the Pepsi challenge. It's it's turning the MPC filter to 116, to rolling it off to 116. And you get that darkness. So I put that filter. I went to my program edit. I don't I don't know if it's the same for the ASR10, and then depending on if you record your samples in hot. But I went to all the drums and everything, and the melodic sample. Yeah. The 10 and the X are a different sound for sure. But because we were talking about the EPS is completely different. But we were talking about the Don Cannon stuff earlier. So this filter set to 116, that's it right there. That's it. Bro, I gain matched them, and I was playing the same sample, one that I recorded out with the audio. And I'm sure that, you know, making an entire beat, and then tracking it from from a groove box, and stemming it out into Pro Tools through whatever preamps or console. I'm sure that is more of I'm sure that's more responsible for the sound that he was talking about he can't replicate versus what they both sound like contained within themselves. You know what I mean? But we got a nice little vibe going here. Yeah, I pitched them down. I don't I don't know about the I don't know about like doing the one shots. I know the one shots are different, but I wanted to touch the pitch too, so I pitched it down 2 semitones, bro, and it's there, dude. I'm not gonna fight it, bro, because I would have used it because it was kind of fun. And I also because I was telling everybody before, like I had never chopped. It was my first time chopping a sample on the ASRX, and I didn't understand what what the big deal about it was, but now I get it because it's like it's like using a modern MPC where you could use one sample and put it across multiple pads and it's not going to change your chops, and then the workflow is adjusting the start point of each one of the pads. So so that's crazy because that's how I learned, or that's how I would sample in Machine, you know. So that was like very normal and at home to me. It was easy to pick up on. What do you mean? Why did everyone have a Machine Masters? You mean like what? How did they get so many? How did they get so many? I don't know. Say that question a different way. Uh, why did everyone have a machine? Because, bro, like that was when Machine came out in 2008, and the MPC that came out in 2008, it was like so you had the 4000 and then you had the 5000, and their big thing was they were putting like analog synths on the MPCs and making them and expanding their capabilities, and they were like a lot of cool ideas, but also they were convoluting the workflow, and computers were like 2008, that was the first time computers were like really like serviceable for like really making music. It was like people like that's when engineers were like really trying to attempting to figure out how to start going inside the box and all this shit. So it was just the timing, and the machine just opened up. You could use your computer to hold your whole sample library, and producers were already cheating, like chopping their samples in Cool Edit or chopping their samples in Recycle, and using big wave editors and screens and everything like that. So when the machine came out, it gave everybody the best of both worlds. You had a dual color screen that had waveform view, and people who didn't like using a computer could just look at their machine. Like that's like that's pretty much how I use the like I this MPCX is it's the same thing as machine. Like when I got a machine, that's when I got really good at making beats, because just everything from the computer to me struggling with hardware, it all made sense then. And there was a lot of people who were like me, who we could get around to MPC, and we would make like decent MIDI beats with sound, but like with sound modules and shit like that. But sampling on the MPC, like that shit was, there was restrictions with the sample time, and like it wasn't as easy as it is now. And then the machine brought this style of sampling where you could just put one sample on a whole bunch of pads. Like, think about it. Like the way I found this sample is I had, and then I went to the next pad, which is the same thing, and I just moved one knob until I found the next chop, and if I wanted to do that again, if I wanted to find another chop, I'll show you. I'm getting ready to do it with like when you arrange, right? So I want to make a B section of this song. Just being able to scrub through a wave like that while the beat was playing, and not have to not have to change anything too much. Like it's too easy. We just found it. And then I want to find another another part. Hold up, wait, let me. Like I said, I want to find one more part. Just go back here. Gotta do the mute groups. my face cam is down by design. I got a vibe going on in the studio, and I didn't feel like turning on the lights. But yeah, that was. I mean, Jayon, that was like, that's how. That's how. Like I remember how, I when I had a Kai 2000, it was not easy for me to sample. Like it just wasn't easy. Because you had to be very intentional with the shit that you were gonna take, right? So it was like sampling wasn't. That's why people who learn to sample on those machines, that's why they're so much better at it. At just their skill at listening is a lot better than a lot of us who really started sampling after, because they they had to listen with the intention of sampling something, pitching it up so that they could catch enough of it to be able to use it. Like they were already thinking about the patterns, right? You see what I just did right there. There was no intention, but it was just keep on hitting the pad in a rhythm and scroll through a wave until you find something that works. And if you have a piece of composed music, you're gonna be able to find like the whole skill that legendary people like like Jay Dillo, or like DJ Premier, or Pete Rock, like people who chop the shit out of samples, that they did that by ear. They did that in their brain, bro. This is using samplers that have this functionality. It's like having a calculator and doing and doing fucking logarithms. It's easy. Yeah, even on the 1200, you had 2 seconds. Make it count. 2.5 seconds. That's why sampling is still an art to me. Some of the new stuff does take away the yeah no. I mean, listen, the new stuff takes away the new like anything. The new stuff makes it more accessible to more people, right? It makes it more accessible to more people because I can't tell you that I would never have learned how to sample um if shit like the machine and MPC2 didn't come out or Serato sample or some shit like that, right? But um yeah, I wish I still had my machine beats, bro. What, your machine one? And I wonder what it means. What's up, Ann Robinson? Thanks for tapping in tonight. Oh, let's see if this computer will read this hard drive. Oh, what's going on? Things are happening. I think before anything crazy happens to us. Okay, hold on. That's yeah. So that's why that's gonna be crazy. Cause I've been calling. Oh, it's trash. That's trash. No, no. I've been calling my I've been calling my external drives fat ass for years. So I think this one is also I think this is the first fat ass I've had. I think don't think the I think our computer is confused. Yeah. I had to try to go to the archives another day, boys. I unplugged the ASRX. I did the Pepsi challenge earlier in the stream. Figured out how to get the same how to get the similar sound and put it away. Turns out it was an issue of filtering. Yo, in a future stream, can you show how you track out with Logic? Probably not. I gotta tell you, bro. Like, for someone who started using Logic, I hate Logic now. It's so slow now. What's this?
You're traveling to another dimension. A dimension.
Yeah, he's going crazy. Yeah, they did make it too much like GarageBand. It's crazy because they made it too much like GarageBand, but it's still as in depth as Logic 9, and it's so it's so crazily, bro. It's so crazy to me. I wanted a sampler for so long, probably chapped 100 songs in my head before I ever got my hands on one. It's mad created if you ain't doing shit on the old, and you ain't doing shit that the older samplers. If you really break it down, shit he did. Oh, you're not doing this? Yeah, no facts. What's up, bro? Two Papa, salute. Yeah, no, definitely that kind of chopping definitely would have been impossible. So whole this whole the whole technology situation right now is crazy, bro. So crazy. Still ain't got an MPC3 beta. It's all good. I don't really want to work on standalone anymore anyway. TBH. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think I'm in a rush. I was gonna do it just to make videos and shit, but I don't even make videos like that anymore, bro. I just want to make the murder beats, you know. I just want to make the stuff that Prodigy could come back to life on. Let's see here. Shift song. Yeah, I think I finally realized what the difference between somebody who feels like they need a visual arranger to arrange a beat and somebody like me who absolutely does not is. Like, I'm going to arrange my beat right now, right? And this is how I'm going to arrange my beat. Okay. I just did my arrangement right there. It's done. My arrangement is done. And all I have to do now is export it. No, bro, I just did it, bro. Like, I'm done. I'm about to send the fucking I'm about to bounce it right now. Export. Right, Pete Juggernauts. That's how we going. Uh, it's the same cats who say standalone mode only and refuse to use DAW mode to control. I mean, no, it's not that. It's because it's because the way that I learned to arrange was on a machine or was on an MPC. So it was make a pattern, right? And then copy it and make another pattern and then switch in between the two to get a feel for them, right? Like I did that like 5 minutes ago. I made 6 different patterns and then I switched in between them all to get a feel for them. Then I named them, and then I know how to arrange songs because I used to write songs. I used to like I wrote a lot of rap songs. I wrote and recorded like 1,000 rap songs. So to like to know where like a verse and a chorus goes, and to know like the sounds that you want to hear where a verse and chorus goes, like I don't need to see it across the timeline and be able to look at it and be like, oh yeah, we need to. I just know like I've already got all the shit that somebody would do, you know, the dropouts and you know the fills and you know the changes in the sample and all that shit. um I can I can I can compartmentalize it into patterns, and then I know how to put the patterns in order. Um, and that's like when you start with a DAW, that is not a skill that you learn. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see if I could I'm gonna see if I could beat this fucking snake boss in Wukong today because I could not yesterday. Yeah, it's different. There's a you know, I did a lot of linear arrangement. I did a lot of a linear arrangement too, and doing linear arrangement it's a whole other vibe. But I realized that even when I did linear arrangement, I was still thinking about it like the same way that I would think about it in terms of an MPC. I was thinking about it in terms of like writing a song. Like when I would write songs, like I worked in 4 bar pieces, you know, like everything in my verse would change every 4 bars, whether it was like the rhyme scheme or if it was a little bit of the cadence or you know if it was a little bit of the delivery. Like there was a little flip every you know every 4 bars, and I just like so I would put that into my beats, and I don't know. You said Wukong is addictive. Yeah, it's definitely addicting, but it's also extremely frustrating. I'm not used to these kind of games. I never played like Elden Ring or Dark Souls or you know, I played what's it called? The Star Wars games, but in the Star Wars game when something pissed me off and I wanted to go to the next cutscene, I would just put that bitch on easy. You know? It, it needs a map. Yeah, bro. Bro, I'm not even out of the first area, bro. I'm still in the little grove with the snakes. And I'm just like I respect all of my the old days were hard as fucking RPGs at those yeah, that's a fact. Oh yeah, Jay, no, that was crazy. They would like perform a mix. Yo, I never beat Battletoads. Battletoads. I think Battletoads might be the hardest game I've ever played in my fucking life, bro. It doesn't make sense how hard that game was, bro. It like that was Nintendo. I don't know why they did that to us. Oh my god, Ninja Gaiden. No, I got one for you. I got one for you. Ninja Turtles on NES. Not the arcade version. No, I'm not tracking out into the DAW anymore. I do everything here. I just do everything here. I don't I just do everything here, bro. It's tracking out into DAW is a vibe. And I was listening to the beats that I made like that the other day, and they sampled the opening of Ninja Gaiden. Is it like that? I remember being a little boy and it being like that. That shit was nuts. Oh god. Push start. Just the part when the swords clash. Yes, that shit's hard, bro. That's dope. Yeah, I'm definitely stealing that. Putting that in the one shots folders. Yeah, dude, but you guys remember the this fucking game, bro? Dun, 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 dun. Yo, they went in on the soundtrack, bro. Dun, 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 dun. Baseline, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom. this level that I could I could never get past this fucking level. Never, bro. Never. I have never ever, bro. I've never ever seen I've never seen what happens after this. Yep, go down to this stupid shit, and then you get into this, and then oh my god, with the fucking tightrope. Hold on. Yeah, I could never get this far. Never fucking seen any. Bro, who the fuck? Who, like, how? How did people beat this game? Never got this far. Never ever seen none of this. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's nuts. But yeah, boys, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all tapping in with the stream. Keep it simple, don't be basic.